almost 3 decades, they have come to stake their claim at boomtown Bathurst, once the gold rush capital of New South Wales. The scenic, if not ego-bruising 6.2k public road course is used only sparingly for motorsport, but its reputation as Australia's greatest racetrack remains firmly intact. Mount Panorama is simply unique. It's been user-friendly over the years to Peter Brock, Alan Moffat, Alan Grice, Jimmy Richards, Larry Perkins, John Goss and Dick Johnson, who have conquered more than once. Today, members of the old school will once again take on the young guns at their own game in perhaps the most fascinating touring car contest of them all. Former world motorcycle champions Wayne Gardner and Johnny Cecotto will play their part. So too European stars Clouds Niedzwitz, Manuel Reuter and Anders Olofsson. Last year's winning combo of Jim Richards and Mark Scaife are in the lineup, despite Gibson Motorsport's failure in the Supreme Court to have Miss Godzilla enrolled at Weight Watchers. And as we prepare to say ta-ta to the GTR, Ford returns to Magic Mountain with its new generation 93 spec Falcon V8. So who will it be? Nissan? Holden? Ford? Or the beaut little BMW? The 7 Network welcomes viewers around the world to Mount Panorama Bathurst and the 30th anniversary of the world's greatest touring car race, the Tooheys 1000.
Hello and welcome to Bathurst for one of the great days in Australian sport. It's the day of the great race, the Tooheys 1000, the once-a-year motor race which attracts the attention of every sports fan. And today is an historic occasion, the 30th anniversary of the event at Bathurst, the end of one brief but very successful era, the Turbos, the recommencement of another era, Commodore versus Falcon. Well, the build-up's been perfect this week. Fine weather, huge crowds and a number of upsets even before the race has started. Let's have a look at the forecast because the weather is all important here at Bathurst, particularly with the twin turbos for the Nissan GTR. Light norwesterly breeze, isolated showers. 30% chance, we're told, of showers today. Current temperature 8, expected high 18. Well, Gary Wilkinson joins me. And Gary, 30% chance of showers. I'd like to be taking the 30%. It looks about 70% at this stage, doesn't it?
If I were a betting man, I'd be putting my money on rain. I think it decidedly looks like that. The race this year is already a very complicated equation, and the weather is going to complicate it even further.
I think that's the fascinating mix this year, the unpredictability about the race. And we saw that in evidence yesterday during the Tooheys Top 10.
Yeah, but add to that the fact that we're ringing down the curtain on the turbos, the Nissan GTRs, the Sierras. We're bringing in new cars, the big V8s that are coming back. And we've got people like Larry Perkins and Tony Longhurst, whose cars that they've had now for 2 years are running better than ever. It's 2.5, 3 seconds faster than they were last year, and so they're right in there. And in the wet weather as well, the BMW would come into its own.
Now, yesterday you were yes, but is it too early now to ask you for a tip?
No, I'm tipping Richards and Scaife to beat Longhurst, and third place, Klaus Niedzwitz.
OK, 1, 2, 3 from Gary Wilkinson. Let's join Mike Raymond in the race centre. And Mike, there's already been some drama this morning in the warm-up.
There certainly has, Bruce. Of course, 7:30 through until 8 Eastern is the time set aside for drivers to get out there, sort the cars out, make sure that they're well prepared, there are no problems. There are a couple of problems, and we'll show you exactly what happened in that half-hour warm-up this morning. Most of the quick cars were as quick as they were yesterday, but Stuart Murphy in the Corolla was one driver who had some problems getting sideways on the run down to the dipper. Now, of course, 25 Tony Longhurst. Can you believe that, coming down the outside and spearing off into the wall? He's been able to limp back into the pits. It wasn't Tony at the wheel, it was Johnny Cecotto, his team driver. And Wayne Gardner, who was sensational on 2 wheels and actually found the rough right at the end of Conrod Straight in the Triple M Strathfield car radio entry. Well, Johnny Cecotto, I think, is feeling the pinch at the moment, and down there around the BMW pits is Johnny Brady.
Thanks very much, Mike. Johnny, just if you could tell us how it happened. Obviously, you couldn't get a bigger blow at this time.
Well, I was in a slow lap coming into the pits, and a very slow car, a little car on the left side of the road moved completely to the right immediately without seeing me. He let pass a car in front of me, and when I was coming, he blocked me completely. I braked hard not to hit him, and I was close to hit him. I I tried to spin, but by spinning I hit the wall.
The damage is pretty severe. The TAFE guys down here trying to straighten up a chassis rail.
Well, the front is quite bad. I hope they can fix it.
All the best. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, some drama there right at the start with the Longhurst Chicotto team. Let's hope they can fix it. They've got just 2 hours to go now. We spoke to Mike a moment ago about the drama this morning. We had lots of drama here yesterday in the Tui's top 10.
Grice was the first gun to run in the HRT 93 Spec Commodore, but his exit at Hell Corner was not according to the manual. The excursion split the front air dam, but the honourable member for Broadwater still nailed down a respectable lap of 2:16.215. Peter Perfect followed in the mobile machine, and as you would expect, he was neat and tidy, though lacking a little grunt down Conrod Straight. 2:16.459 was not too shabby, unless, of course, your name was Brock.
Very poor time. Tyres a bit cold. Need a few more laps, I think, to get them warm, but oh well, that's the way it goes.
Much was expected from Klaus Nietzwitz in the Alan Moffat Synovus Vitamin Sierra, but he unfortunately made a couple of errors and they cost him dearly. 2 minutes 16.943 means he'll start from row 5 today. And keeping him company will be the exuberant Tony Longhurst in the B&H BMW. He was 5th fastest on Friday, but without the benefit of a draft, slipped back to 9th. Still a marvellous effort.
Oh mate, I got a good tow from Larry yesterday, but listen, I'm wrapped. That's a good lap for me.
Last year's front row man, Mark Gibbs, was deceptively fast in the GIO Nissan GTR. He cut a smooth lap of 2:16.168 and will start from the outside of the 3rd row. Holden Racing Team came to the mount with 2 new VP Commodores, and this man made sure he delivered the goods. Thomas Mazzera howled around the track in 2:16.028 to be 5th fastest on the Panorama pole queue. The real cheers on the day, though, were reserved for Glenn Seaton in the lone Falcon EB V8. His Peter Jackson Ford certainly looked the goods, and it delivered as well. The baby-faced assassin, the chaser of the Commodores, Glenn Seaton.
He really is one of the great drivers in Australia. Still only a young bloke, 27 years of age. Seems like he's been driving forever. Had a few niggling problems with the car during the week. 1:11.40.
Ah, scorching.
Seaton is really flying.
Coming down beneath the Bridgestone Bridge. Last corner comes up at the end of Subaru Straight for Glenn Seaton. They're already cheering here, the fans. They got the checker at the ready as Glenn Seaton punches it across the line to complete his first lap in the EB Falcon V8, the Peter Jackson entry here at Mount Panorama.
Well, he was a second faster than Thomas Mazzera across the top. Look at that. He's gone under by a mile. 2:14.971. If these 93 spec cars got some potential, look at that.
Yeah, I'm wrapped. The car was just absolutely fantastic. It's been a credit to the whole team. It's taken a long while, but we're there now.